Few figures stood so quietly behind one of America's most recognizable religious leaders while leaving such a lasting impression of their own. Today, family, friends, supporters, and members of the Nation of Islam are reflecting on the remarkable life of Khadijah Farrakhan as they gather to honor a woman whose grace, strength, and unwavering faith touched generations. While much of her life was lived away from the spotlight, her influence reached far beyond the walls of her home, making her passing an emotional moment for countless people who admired her dedication and character. As loved ones prepare to say their final goodbye, the focus is not only on the farewell itself, but on a lifetime of service, sacrifice, and commitment. For many, Khadijah Farrakhan represented quiet leadership. She never sought attention for herself, yet her presence was deeply felt by everyone who knew her and by those who followed the work of the Nation of Islam throughout the decades. Following the announcement of her passing at the age of 90, an outpouring of condolences arrived from supporters across the United States and beyond. Messages of sympathy praised her kindness, humility, and the steady support she provided throughout one of the longest and most recognized partnerships in modern religious leadership. Funeral arrangements were announced shortly afterward. A lion repose was held at Mosque Maryam in Chicago, giving members of the community an opportunity to pay their respects. The Janazah service followed, bringing together family members, friends, and supporters who gathered to celebrate a life defined by faith, devotion, and perseverance. She was laid to rest at Oakwood Cemetery in Chicago, where those closest to her gathered to honor her memory with dignity and respect. Although the funeral marked the closing of one chapter, it also became a reminder of the extraordinary journey that shaped her life. Long before she became widely recognized as the First Lady of the Nation of Islam, Khadijah Farrakhan was building a foundation centered on faith, family, and resilience. Her marriage to Minister Louis Farrakhan became one of the most enduring partnerships in American religious history. Together, they shared more than 7 decades of marriage, standing side by side through triumphs, challenges, public attention, and personal trials. While Minister Farrakhan often stood before audiences delivering speeches that inspired thousands, Khadijah remained the quiet strength behind the scenes, providing encouragement and stability throughout every stage of that journey. Those who knew her often described her as compassionate, disciplined, and deeply committed to her family. She embraced her responsibilities with humility, believing that true leadership often begins with serving others rather than seeking recognition. Over the years, she became a respected figure among women within the Nation of Islam. Many admired her ability to balance family life with the demanding responsibilities that came with supporting one of the movement's most visible leaders. Her example encouraged countless women to remain steadfast in their own faith while caring for their families and communities. Beyond public appearances, Khadijah Farrakhan dedicated much of her life to raising her children and nurturing future generations. Family remained at the center of everything she did. Those closest to her often spoke about the warmth she brought into every room, her thoughtful advice, and the calm spirit that helped guide others during difficult moments. Even though she rarely sought media attention, her influence could be seen in the countless lives she touched over the years. Her quiet acts of kindness, words of encouragement, and unwavering commitment earned the admiration of people from many different backgrounds. One of the moments that highlighted her own voice came during the historic Million Woman March in Philadelphia. Standing before thousands of women, she spoke about unity, faith, responsibility, and the importance of uplifting families and communities. Those remarks reflected the values she had lived by for decades and demonstrated that her influence extended far beyond simply being the wife of a well-known leader. As news of her passing spread, tributes continued to pour in from religious leaders, community members, longtime supporters, and families whose lives had been touched by her example. Many remembered not only her public role, but also the kindness she showed during personal conversations, community gatherings, and moments when encouragement was needed most. For countless supporters, Khadijah Farrakhan represented consistency in a rapidly changing world. Through changing times, national conversations, and decades of public attention surrounding the Nation of Islam, she remained grounded in her beliefs, never allowing fame or recognition to distract her from the values that guided her life. That quiet consistency became one of her greatest strengths. While history often remembers those who speak from podiums or stand before cameras, it is equally shaped by those whose influence is felt through compassion, patience, and unwavering support. Khadijah Farrakhan embodied those qualities throughout her remarkable life, leaving behind a legacy that will continue to inspire future generations long after the ceremonies have ended.